Gajesh.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce your surname?
Mitkari.
Mitkari.
T, so T.
Okay. So you are from here?
Maharashtra. From now.
Oh.
You
Wow. No. I studied in Pune though.
Okay. Then
4 years. Quite a bit time.
you are converted.
But I still don't know Marathi.
Where are you from?
I'm from Dehradun.
You're from Dehradun? Oh, Dehradun. My best friend is from there.
Wow. Quite a good link
Yeah.
there. So I'll start with the first question.
Yeah.
You can take 5 minutes to reflect on it, for sure. 2 minutes. 5 minutes a lot. So your journey has been quite dynamic, from interning at global brands like Unilever and MasterCard to leading design at Fool.co. Looking back, what were the defining moments that shaped your career?
I think being at the right place, the right time is, I think, what led to this. Honestly, because when I first got my internship at Unilever, I had a few options. And that's when I was still a student.
Nice.
I took the advice of the elders, of course. And then they said that Unilever makes a lot more sense. Even if it doesn't offer the kind of work that you want to do, it will give you the name that you require for the initial stages of your career.
Oh,
And I think that was the right decision to make.
sounds like a good decision.
Yeah, it was very practical if you think about it, because I always wanted to work with studios or people who do a lot more creative work.
Okay.
Inside filmmakers also, because I wanted to do art direction for films. And then I think going to Unilever actually paved the way through, because that gave me the push and the name that I want for my initial year. Because everybody was like, oh, you worked at Unilever, oh, you're working with Unilever. So people cared about that name more than what I do. And eventually, as I moved ahead, I slowly started picking up companies which do a little more creative work, then getting into Fool.co, which is fully creative work, which is campaigns, designing, packaging and branding, etc. And I think that was the last stage of me being out in the industry and then making a decision of starting my own design studio. I think everything kind of, now that I connected.
And saved together.
Yeah.
So you actually think that taking that initial step or decision, like joining Unilever, was the right decision? Was it your decision or no?
No. See, the money was good.
Okay, makes sense.
And I honestly cared about the money part initially. And again, elders were like, this will pave the way. And of course, they were the decision makers.
That time.
I was young.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they made that decision. I would have made a different decision. I think life would have been different. And of course, I would have adapted a lot.
That makes sense.
But it still led to this, right?
I can see that. Yeah, it happens in that direction.
Exactly.
Choosing from subject, what you want to do in life, when you don't know anything, and then you're like, your mom and dad are like, so if you do sign, everything will be sorted in your life.
Exactly. And I've done science.
Same.
And I'm 12th.
Same.
Yeah, see?
Since 9th and 12th, I was just like, Mommy ne bola science le lo. And I was like, theek hai, Mommy, okay, fine. Sounds like a plan. You have a plan. You have a vision that I,
don't. Yeah, I get you. And not pulling it.
So, next question.
Yes.
As a former lead designer at Fool.co, a brand known for sustainability, how do you approach design in a way that merges aesthetic with environmental consciousness?
Oh, damn it, yeah. I think along the way, I've been learning a lot. The jargons, of course, sustainability, the ethnic work that we do in packaging and branding and all these companies. We have always been using these jargons as students also for our design takes. We might not practically think about them. When you go out in the industry, when you step out, you actually see the problem statement. You actually see the impact of that particular thing, the decisions that you make. So, of course, I went to that company or any other company with a particular notion in my head of what sustainability is. But I think my knowledge was very book knowledge. And when you go out, you step out, you see, then you see the practice, then you see the production and everything. These things kind of lead or pave your way in another direction. They kind of make you more aware of what sustainability truly is, right? So I think I'm still learning. Every company has different sustainability practices and goals. We have the SDGs, right? And every company has a different SDG to cover. So for food, it was different. For any other company that I'm working with, it's different. So along the way, I'm also learning. And the founder sometimes, the people of the company sometimes introduce me to that particular thing that they are working on. So for example, we have this company who refurbishes or reuses old fabric and makes them into stuff that we can use again. That was, again, I've heard about it, but it was a new thing for me. So I had to learn a lot of things. So I think learning and learning is a very big part of sustainability as well.
For anything.
Yeah.
If you're the designer and you chose to be in a creative field, you have to keep your understanding aside to give room.
Exactly.
To get more things discovered around you. We see around.
Yeah. Right.
So I think, not moving on to the next question, but I have my own question for you.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
How would you define, I'm not saying in terms of your branding perspective or where you work, but what would be sustainability for you? Like now, if you are going around it and about it, maybe just in 3 words, how would you define it for yourself as a person?
I think.
Yeah, just keywords.
Can I explain the keywords later on after I see the keywords? No?
Or you can let it be.
Okay.
You have already explained how it, stays.
I think India, the first cue. We do want to explain that. Also, I think we'll have to beep for certain words.
Right?
Countryside can be the second keyword. Because you're not even letting me explain the thing here.
What? Just what has been your observation in those keywords?
Yeah, India, countryside. And third keyword would be God.
You're going there. You're getting there. This last word.
Indian food, if that makes sense.
That's nice. I think. See, you don't have to explain it because everyone here is from India. So they know what sustainability in India can be and could be.
Yeah.
So the reason I asked you to define it in just 3 words is because they all are also designers. So it gives them room to, play with the meaning of it.
Yeah.
How you are defining it, not shape their definition. So I just like words that times. Thoughts.
Good question. Thank you.
Founding mother.
Yeah.
We all love your brand though.
Thank you.
Right? Must have been a big step. Okay. What inspired you to start your own design studio and what are some challenges you have been facing at Head Start? So you're starting it, you're promoting it, you're learning more about it. But I love the name Modak.
Yeah.
Before even coming to India, so I was not here.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's just my 1 month in India. I was in London.
Oh.
When I was coming, I think one of my friend who loves graphic design and one of my future juniors, they were like, have you seen Studio Modak work? And then, I think, yeah, there's a lot of talk about it. So
Really cool, yeah.
So just to hype you up there and moving on to what challenges you're facing.
See, I've been working in the industry of course, 4-5 years ever. And a lot of challenges, different kind of challenges, the kind of people I've met, the kind of mindset that they have, the kind of ethics and morals, they really matter to me when you're working. So I think ethics are the first thing, the first flag that I look at. So if your working conditions and situations and the person that you are is not ethical, I might not really gel well with you. So that was the first thing which had me very clear on my goals.
That's nice.
If I want to change it, I think I'll have to either be a design leader in some company which can make an impact or start on my own and then slowly and steadily create that impact. Yeah. So that was the first motivation. Second was always, I think since the day I understood what design is and became a designer, I wanted to have my own studio. And of course, I wanted to have it in my place only from Nagpur. We don't have anything there. And wanted to represent a lot of what I've been seeing since I was a kid. I'm very close to this country somehow. Been traveling since I was a kid. My parents were travelers and they made us travel so much. Himachal, there, these places. I've been there since I was a kid. Might have passed your house also someday. I know. Yeah. So much traveling led to this, and because we're middle class, I come from a very humble middle class background. So I have seen the India which is there, not for India that these films show. I'm really sorry, but the actual India, the beauty of India, the beautiful people, the way people are, the craft is, the culture is, the small details and nuances of India. So I think that one thing really inspired me always to whatever I do, be it my design projects during college, be it the projects that I do now. And I always wanted to work in that direction only. Again, no studio offers that, no company offers that. Pool offered it, that's why I went joined them. And eventually, I didn't want to stick to only one particular product, which is Agarbatti for Pool. I wanted to explore more products, but for India. And that's when Studio Moda came into picture. My name is Gajesh.
I know, I see this link. I see the link.
I'm Marathi. My father's name is Mahadev.
Got it.
It only makes sense, right?
Nice. I heard your name after when I was reading about Studio Modak, and then me and my friend, we were like, I think I know where the name is coming from.
Huh?
I think I do. That makes sense. But then right now you said Maharashtra also, so I was like, it all makes sense.
You can connect dots.
All of it.
Exactly.
Let's go to the last one.
Yeah.
For young designers looking to break into creative industry. Are we distracted?
No, I'm not.
What are some key skills and mindsets they should develop to stay relevant and innovative?
Wow. For the young ones, right? Of course, for the old ones, they know the way.
No, I think old ones are also stuck at times.
We all are at this point,
At times we are in this box where we are like, our knowledge is enough, and then we just stop seeing what's happening around us.
Very true. Going into existentialism, but
always.
Of course, the first thing I think would be we're losing passion, People are losing passion.
I agree.
I mentioned this in my session also that I see all these older people, old artists, old theatre artists, in general old people who talk about whatever they do with so much passion. Even the people who do like the small things like the printing, the printers or the vendors who do even the cutting for us, people have passion. People talk about something, their eyes sparkle. Their voice modulates naturally. They don't have to pretend to be something else or somebody else. I think we're losing that. The younger generation, you're chasing the short-term thing and getting away from the one thing that can actually give you peace, which is passions.
Great.
To be passionate about something.
And I think it all starts with where we come from and how the education system is right now.
Very true.
I mean, it's like, I don't believe in terms of, it's just one person or one things or one generation's fault.
Yeah.
It acts both ways.
It is.
So because I'm the eldest one in my house, when I see my younger brothers, again, the same thing, right? Losing passion. And every time me giving him a lecture and I'm like, aren't you doing this with so much, zeal? Where is this spark in you? And he's like, I don't have any.
Never accepted it.
That acceptance game is pretty strong.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm telling you, they are just like, nothing is gonna happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, like when even I entered in this domain of education, been trying to find that spark.
Yeah.
And, resonate with that spark around people, which is definitely difficult.
Yeah.
But it's there. So I think you should not feel sad about it. It just...
Right.
Yeah, it's going on.
It's our role also as educators to bring the spark to them, for sure.
Yes. Like if we do good stuff and if we are kind and whatever, empathy. First thing of design.
We always talk about it, we don't practice it.
We should. Always. I think...
Very sure your RCA London experience has been a lot more different than how it was here in India.
Very. So thank you for coming to our podcast and listening to our conversation. See you for the next episode, I guess. Bye-bye.